Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And I have, we're still reading on the Invictus games, and I have the Wandering Star Tarot on the tarot table for this reading because we have a wandering star, a fallen star that might be wandering away from the Invictus games and towards the warrior games in the United States. They were, of course, the template for the Invictus games that was lifted lock, stock and barrel by Edward Lane Fox, I think, when the Hasbeen needed something to mend his reputation after the Naked in Vegas debacle. Now we hear rumours that Harry is trying to get a position with the Warrior Games in the United States, a big role. And is constantly badgering the Department of Defense. This is the rumor that I'm quoting, and that it goes on to say, Invictus is a mess. Harry wants to leave it behind and walk into a bigger position with the Warrior Games. That's the rumor that we are looking at now with the Wandering Star Tarot. I'm going to do a little 5-card reading. I'm going to ask if the Invictus Games really is a mess, if Harry is angling to get a big juicy role with the Warrior Games, and how they feel about him, and are they going to fall for it? Is he going to get a plum position with the Warrior Games? I know lots of Americans are very upset about this rumor, and rightly so. And people have been sending messages to people at the Warrior Games to ask what on earth is going on. So far there's been, we don't know, we haven't heard anything as a response. That's why we do tarot. We look at rumours, we look at the energy around them, and let's remind you it is just tarot for fun and entertainment, or my opinion, or speculation. Just reading energy here, and of course there is a disclaimer in the box below. Little 5-card reading. I need to shuffle these cards in apparently and see what is going on with this rumor about Harry wanting to abandon the Invictus games, allegedly, haven't had one of those for a while, and move on to bigger and better things with the Warrior Games. Let's see what's going on. And whether there is any reason to be worried. We have the Temperance card in reverse here as our underlying energy. I'll show it to you. It's about patience, healing, balance, harmony, moderation. When it's upright in reverse, the opposite of all of those things. Impatience, disharmony. That tells me that there is some falling out with the high-ups at the Invictus Games with the Temperance card in reverse. It tells me that there is some trouble there. People perhaps losing faith with him, losing patience with him, with the immoderate spending that has been going on. There's all kinds of rumors about herself and how much money she spent, and how Hasbeen had to go crawling around and try and get it back from various people, or try and top up the plundered coffers. They're fed up. They're fed up with him. They really are, with that Temperance card in reverse. It's a very strong underlying energy, a strong feeling of disdain, even I might say disgust, and I'm just reading energy, and that's what's coming through for me as an energy reader. The situation that Hasbeen is now facing, the Six of Wands, failure, because it's in reverse. It's the opposite of victory and triumph, and triumphal procession with herself in her little hot pants, well, not hot pants, but marching in front of the marching band, looking so pleased with herself. It was indecent. But the Six of Wands in reverse is its failure. The situation is really looking bad. I wasn't expecting this much negativity in this reading. I was doing it just because this rumor is circulating. I wasn't really feeling that invested in the notion that the Hasbeen might be about to jump ship and leave the Invictus games behind. But with the Six of Wands in reverse, tells me that there's a big flop coming. Possibly no one willing to host the next games, and then what? Nigeria can hardly host the Invictus games. It's not going to fly, that idea. No offense to Nigerians who might be watching this. It's just an implausible notion. So, is the Invictus games a mess? Two of Cups in reverse. There's a fallout here. There's a fallout, same energy that showed up in the reading I've just done between Harry and the King. There's a falling out of people that were very friendly in the past, very invested in something emotionally, and now not invested in it. People leaving, people disappointed, people feeling betrayed, people walking away. That's precisely the rumours that we are hearing about the Invictus games, and it could be that people who used to think Harry was the best thing that ever happened to the whole cause of wounded veterans is now a liability and needs to go. So does he want to go? Is he angling for a nice juicy position with the Warrior games? I got the World in reverse. Wow. He knows his time is up at the Invictus games with that World thing. This is epic flop. Because successful completion, when it's upright, the World card, you reap, your rewards, but it's in reverse flop. It's Six of Wands in reverse on steroids. The World in reverse. It means almighty mess that the whole world is seeing, and failure on an epic scale. It looks like nothing can save this situation, and he knows it, and he, I think, would like to leave, because let's answer the question I've asked very deliberately here. He would like to leave, but I think he is stuck. Because the World in reverse is about a cycle that repeats. It's like the never-ending story. You can't get out of this pattern because you haven't learnt your lessons, you haven't mastered whatever you've got to master. You're still going round and round and round and round, stuck in this quagmire. He wants out, but he can't get out, is what is coming through for me energetically. How do the people at the Warrior Games feel about the Hasbeen? Is he a hero to them or not? We got the Eight of Wands in reverse. He's bad news. Upright is good news. Travel, messaging, PR, attention, spreading the word. In reverse, as I say, bad news, blockage. They don't want to communicate with him. They don't want to be sullied by association. They don't want his spin. They don't want their name associated with his name. Very interesting energy. It's like people blocking his phone number, or blocking his emails, or not answering, or, oh no, the general's out for the rest of his life and you will never be able to speak to him, blocking him from having contact with anyone there. So what's going to happen is he's going to weasel his way into the Warrior Games. Despite all of this, we have a fresh start, which is the Fool. So we have a new beginning. So there is some kind of new chapter that's going to go on here. And I'm sorry for all of you who are hoping that this reading was going to end with egg on face and Ten of Swords, and there has been, broken and ruined in this context anyway. And that sounds like hate speak. But the rest of the cards were tending towards that kind of outcome, really. It tells me that they might absorb the Invictus Games, the Warrior Games. They might be forced to with that new beginning. Let's have a look. Let's see what this Fool really means. Because we're looking at Harry and Harry's life. And this is a new start for him. So what precisely does it mean for the Invictus Games? What does it mean for the Invictus Games? It does mean that she might be going along in a very short skirt in front of the marching band in Washington. Let's come out sideways. And we have the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords is female energy. There might be a woman here who has got some sort... I'm getting Jill Biden. I think she's an air sign, is she not? I think she might be Gemini. I'm getting... because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's dispassionate, who doesn't get emotionally involved in things, who makes decisions. She's very strategic, very wise, experienced, intelligent, kind of an energy. There's an idea in here that there might be some wiggle room for him with this Fool thing. They might bring the Invictus Games into the Warrior Games at some stage, but I think he's going to have to negotiate with this Queen of Swords, and this Queen of Swords is not convinced about his usefulness. If it is Jill Biden or someone like that, she didn't attend the Invictus Games. She hasn't for a while. She's been very careful to have nothing to do with the park halls, and she might just feel that this is not a good look and block something there. But it does look like he's got a little bit of a gap in future, that it's going to be hard to just swat him down and say, no, you don't deserve anything new. He has allegedly given 10 years of his life to the Invictus Games, so it's going to be hard to just ignore him. They want to ignore him, they really do. And the giant flop here, Six of Wands in reverse, the World in reverse, nobody loves him, Two of Cups in reverse, they're fed up with him, Temperance card in reverse. Terrible cards, terrible leadership, terrible brat, terrible waste of money, terrible disaster. But there is new energy there, and the only thing that I can imagine is that the much bigger Warrior Game swallows up the Invictus Games and it lurches along. But there is a blocking here with this Queen of Swords. It's not a shoo-in for the Hasbeen, even though he might show up at events and look important and pin his medals on his suit. Not a guarantee there. Not a popular person right now, the Hasbeen. That's your reading. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.